Man, thank you. Thank you, but Miss Patricia. Hopefully you can hear me now. Thank you. Y'all, it's been mute on Facebook and YouTube. So the first 15 minutes, I'm gonna have to go edit that down. First 10 minutes is muted. Thank you, Miss Patricia, for letting me know. Let me get back. I don't remember what I was saying now because I'm like, I was muted. So we developed this pivot plan. Toya gave me she took what she learned from yesterday. She built the ChatGPT prompt and she sent it to me. I will drop it to you guys today. I'll put it on my socials today. I'll tag her. Good morning, Tamika. And then if you are in the DCT community, I actually already put the prompt there. Okay. And tagged her over there as well. So if you're needing help figuring out how to plan out this pivot in uncertain times, we then came up with a ChatGPT prompt to help you do that. DCT folks, it's in there. Everybody else, I'll put it to socials. All right. I don't know what all that noise was. I just got a big award. Thank y'all. My phone just cheered. And I'm like, I don't know. I can't see my phone. Good morning, Paulina. How you doing, Tamika? How are you? How's it going? Miss Patricia, how are you? Miss Tanya hitting green, how are you? You didn't hear nothing I said, girl. I was talking to you. And I know you ain't hear nothing. So that's what we talked about yesterday. Feelings of rejection, what to do about it. And the big thing is we got to pivot. I'm having to pivot. My contract job is very uncertain. It's more likely that I won't get an extension than I will. And that's one of the ways I supplement my income. So I need it. I need the money. And so I'm already working very hard to have a pivot plan in place so that I can replace that income. All right. But it's nerve-wracking and it's scary to live in a space of uncertainty. Okay. It is. All right. And all the things I'm doing may not give me the results that I want. Okay. Thanks, Miss Patricia. Everything I'm doing, the work that I'm putting in, the plans that I'm building, they may not even work. That's a reality. Or where I'm trying to go so that I don't have to depend on this contract so heavily, the success of it might be delayed. Langston Hughes wrote a poem called A Dream Deferred. Now, depending on how you interpret that poem, the deferral of dreams, the pushing down of dreams can be a good sugary experience, or it can feel like your dreams are rotting because you're having to wait to get to them. To that point, here's what I'll say. Can't believe I'm saying this, but because it's a hard thing to accept. No matter what happens in our world, in our homes, in our jobs or joblessness, we got to trust the process. Okay? We have to trust where we are. We can't give up. We can't stop doing the right work. But we can't give up. Okay? We got people out here that are applying for jobs. They've lost a job. They've been laid off. They're waiting on that next big opportunity. They're putting in the work. Ain't seeing no results. They done applied to 275 jobs in the last 3 months and haven't gotten a single interview. Okay? It's hard. It's hard to be in the season of waiting. Tamika just did a whole series on waiting. She's got a journal group. I thought about that, Tamika. Tamika just did a whole series. She's got a group called Hidden Gems. Her name is Overcomer Crafts on TikTok. Go join her group so you can do a deep dive with her on Fridays at 6 Central. Okay? Waiting is hard. It's hard. Being in a season of waiting is hard. And if that's where you are, then you're in the perfect place this morning. Okay? Delay is not denial. Let's get into it. Delay is not denial. If you need an affirmation to help get you through this season while you're working towards your dreams, but you're not seeing the results, delay is not denial. Drop a 1 in the chat if you ever felt like you were doing everything right, but the results just weren't showing up. Drop a 1 in the chat if you've ever felt like you were doing everything right and nothing is turning out the way you want it to. You eating all the right foods. You're drinking all the water. You're taking the medicine. You're doing the exercise. But you didn't gain 3 pounds. You're posting on social media the way they said you had to. You're putting the products in your shop. But you haven't landed that first sale. Delay is not denial. All right? We live in a world where it's super fast. Everything is on demand, same day shipping, instant results. We've literally built a world for ourselves where we can order our groceries, our clothes, a car. We ain't got to go nowhere to do nothing, and we can get 90% of what we want in 24 hours to 3 days. It's messed us up. This on-demand society that we live in, it's messed us up. It's messed us up. And it's messed us up because when we talk about the uncertainty of our lives, it is directly tied to things not happening in a quick and fast manner. I'm an instructional designer. These last couple years, I've been working from home. It took me from the moment I said, I want to leave public education, I want to become an instructional designer, I want to do this full time, I want to work remotely. It took me a little over a year to get there. 12 months plus 2. I even took a job that had nothing to do with ID. Not a single thing did have to do with ID. Took the job. It was a $10,000 pay raise. All right. 10 grand. I was going to make 10 grand more. It was the largest salary I was going to have in my life. I started May 23rd. By July 4th, I had been laid off. I was hired with the new financial chief of that organization. So the financial director, I was hired with him. I believe that the new financial director came in and said, we are not going to survive as an organization. We got to start cuts, and we got to start them now. I don't believe he cut himself. I do not believe he cut himself. But I was definitely laid off. I had 30 days to get a new job. My husband was out of work. I was out of work. We were both out of work at the same time. Same month. We both were out of work. And in my mind, I was like, I got to have another job within 30 days. And that's how I became an instructional designer. It wasn't a fast process. It took months. It took additional training. It took uncertainty. I had to live with the uncertainty that I didn't know if I was going to get a job or not. I said 30 days, but maybe it was going to be 6 months. I had no way of knowing. Okay? So as we navigate this uncertain time, remember, there can be peace in not knowing how it's going to turn out. There can be some peace. There can be. Good morning, Infinite Rocket Power. There can be peace. And we don't know what is going to happen in our country. We have no idea. Good morning, sweet teas. We have no idea what's going to happen in our country. But did you know that we can have a little bit of peace in that uncertainty? If we navigate with an attitude that our dreams take time in that there will be a process, and we got to trust it. I do a horrible job of trusting it. I be trying to plan, over plan, and I be trying to be 6 to 9 to 10 to 15 years is one of my weaknesses. All right. So I'm often having to reprogram my brain to trust the moment that I'm in. All right. So I'll pull the curtain back and tell you another example. Okay. One of my contracts, I was logged out of my email. So I forgot to log my hours. Y'all, I didn't log my hours for 2 weeks. I missed the deadline to make updates. I will not get paid by them. Okay? Let me be short. Okay. Good morning, Farron. Old me would have went into a full-blown panic and shutdown because I don't know what's going to happen next, because it's going to affect what all the plans, how I budgeted out my regular pay, blew all that up. Blew it up. Normally, I would be just completely shattered, devastated, can't do nothing, can't move, can't think. This is terrible. The world's coming to an end. I took a deep breath and I said, okay, this sucks. I don't know how this is going to turn out. And everything feels uncertain for at least the next 6 days. And I don't know what it was about it, but I made up in my mind. I was like, it's going to be okay. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but it's going to be okay. Y'all, the next day, I got $400 in my account, or that account, that I will be able to use as my safe place money till I get my next round of pay. I had a discussion with my husband. I rearranged some things with him so that essentially it will be fine. It'll be fine. Because I went ahead and trusted the uncertainty of it all. It's not an easy thing, and it actually goes against my normal behavior. But I did it. And I woke up this morning going, you know what? I got to do this more often. I got to quit allowing the uncertainties of life to break me down so harshly. Sweet Tea says she's going to send this live prompt. Sweet Tea said, I'm going to send the prompt. Send us the prompt. Okay? All right? So that's a little bit, I'm going to pull the curtain back and kind of tell a little bit of kind of where I struggle with this. But we have no choice. Well, you got two choices. Okay, choice A, allow the anxiety, the pressure of the uncertainty to eat you alive and send your mind, body, and soul in a constant tailspin. That's an option. You can choose it. Or you can start preparing your mind around accepting and trusting the process and the uncertainty that lies within it. Those are your options. All right. I encourage you to choose the latter more often. Choose to not let the uncertainty take you down. Okay. We spend too much time asking ourselves, did I make the wrong move? Is this a sign that I should quit? Should I give up? Y'all done opened up an Etsy shop 12 days ago and you mad because you ain't had no sale. You done ate 4 salads last week and you don't understand why you ain't lost no inches. We gotta stop thinking that our actual real lives are going to be as fast-paced and as on-demand as all of the services that we use. Yes, you can sell digital products. Damn it takes a long time to put that stuff together. No, you cannot buy a PLR kit today and turn around and sell it tomorrow, and you're going to be financially sound. That's not how it works. You got to have a strategy. You got to have an audience. You got to have people, the right people who want what you have to offer. Your social media content has to be good. That takes time and work. That is literally a walking dream deferred. All right? No. And if anybody's telling you that you can buy a PLR, an MMR, that you can go on these apps and create you an image, make it today, get rich tomorrow, they are lying to you. A digital download business is still part of the dream deferred process. It's going to take time, hard work, and energy. And I'm going to tell y'all another secret. I'm going to tell y'all another secret. All right? All my folks who want to be faceless takes longer. Faceless takes even more time. Because if you're not willing to put your face on the camera, and you shouldn't have to, but it takes even longer. Because now you've got to convince an audience to trust you, or whatever, whatever that you is. It takes even longer. Okay? I'm just going to hit y'all with truths. It takes time and an ongoing, persistent sense of dedication and work. That's where the money comes in. All right? All right, so let me read some comments. Stephanie says, Stephanie, you a mess this morning. Stephanie says, but why? That's what all these people say. Make that money. Absolutely, make that money. It's just not going to come fast. What is faster than what has historically has been is your ability to build and create. That is faster. ChatGPT makes it faster. AI makes it faster. It's faster. Because you got to remember, 2020, let me take y'all all the way back. 2017, people were either hand drawing or had to have a deep knowledge of Photoshop and Illustrator. Okay? So the speed has come in your ability to make, your ability to create emails and send them out, all of that you can do much faster. But I'm going to tell y'all straight up, if I'm working on something of quality, it takes me hours. I've had several times where I've been working on email funnels. It took me 4.5 hours, 3 hours. Because I had to make sure that it matched my audience, that all my links were right, and every time I find a link that ain't right, that each email sounds fresh and new, at least somewhat. That takes time. It takes time. So your dreams will be deferred, and you have to make a decision. Are you going to be bitter about it? Are you going to let your dreams be that stinky meat, like in Langston Hughes' poem? Or are you going to let them sugar? Are you going to let them caramelize in the pan? Which one are you going to do? Okay? It's not a sign that you should quit because you haven't made a sale. It's not a sign that you should quit. It's a sign to keep going. It's a sign to invest in the right classes, to ask the right questions so that you get closer to where you're trying to go. All right, let me look at some comments. Stephanie said, but why? Yes, you can make money. You can make money. Yes, I've made money. Matter of fact, I just got my Shopify tax form from last year, and I was like, oh, crap. I'm going to owe some taxes this year. I made money. That's facts. It took all year. It took work. It took me spending less time. I had to remove, like I had seasons last year where I wouldn't post anything on social media. I made the most money consistently when I was working the hardest at it. last year. When I look at when those payments came, because Shopify will tell you kind of when the most payments came through. The most payments came through when my behind was working. All right. When my butt was working, payments came through. When I was, I'm exhausted, I'm tired. Nothing. Okay. So yes, to answer the question, you can make money. What I do want to remove is this myth that you will make money fast. You will not make money fast. It's a lie. Okay. That's not true. There are two situations where people make money fast. They had a huge following to begin with. But again, even if they had a huge following to begin with, they've been building that following over time. Okay. It just may be that they never considered using that audience to make money until now. Okay. So they have a huge audience already. That's one way. The other way is they pay a whole lot of people to do things for them because that saves you time. All right. Let me go back and read some of these comments. I'm not gonna hit y'all with nothing but facts. I absolutely have made money, and let me be clear. Both years that I've been in business, the money has came in right on time, right when I needed it. Last year I had 1 month where I made 10 grand between my full-time job, my contract, and my business. It was 10 grand. That happened. It happened one time. All right. And when it did happen, your girl was working. I was putting in them reps. Okay. That's realistic. That's more realistic than this idea that you're going to rise to fame and build this $500,000, $6 million business, and you got 275 followers on one platform. That ain't real. You got to put in work, a lot of work. What's faster is designing, creating, and communicating. Okay? Let's see. Overcome a crabs. Tamika says, one certainty in life is that life is uncertain, but trust is key. Yes. Go ahead, Toya. Give us another prompt so we can put it on out there. Sweet Tea says, louder. Listen, my husband's not here this week, so I'm super loud. Usually when he's here, I'm less loud, but also still loud. But he comes in here and y'all don't see him, but he gives me a side eye like, your behind is loud. Tamika says, I love the imagery of caramelizing in the pan. Yes. We got to look at our dreams. Anybody ever made caramel? When you make caramel is nothing but sugar that burns, but you got to burn it just right. And you have to keep stirring. Stirring requires work. Stir. You got to stir in your business. If you don't stir enough, the caramel is bad. If you overstir, it's also bad. And if you walk away from it, it burns. You got to handle your business the same way. You got to handle your diet and your exercise the same way. You can't walk away from it and expect to have caramel when you come back. You have to consistently stir into it. Okay? Whatever consistency looks like for you. Yeah, Toya said she made money this year. She won't even push the button. She said, I made money this year. Yeah, I was like, I didn't know that. I was like, well, yeah, 1 + 1 is 2, and 2 + 2 is 3. Okay. I made money last year. I didn't get rich. But I will say this. It showed up exactly when it needed to. The dream is being deferred. So I got to trust the process. You got to trust the process too. All right? Oh, Toya says, because one of the things I said earlier was people who generate large income quickly, they had followings. And what she said was, these people have to be engaged for it to work. Yes, you got to be engaged. Good morning, Miss Dee Dee Joe. Miss Dee Dee Joe says the perfect analogy. Thank you. Talia agreed. Talia, in a former life, she was a baker. I learned this about her. She's very knowledgeable about baking. And she said, yes, you can't leave it unattended. Yes, you cannot leave your business, your fitness, if you pray, your prayer life. For me right now, I have got to focus on my attendance to my children. I'm not always as attentive as I feel like I should be. I'm probably being harder on myself than what I should allow, but it's an area I want to work on. Because if I'm too invested in other places, they're the sugar that burns. Okay? Oh, Toya said, roux. You know, I'm a Louisiana girl. She said brown and butter. I call that roux. Making roux. Baby, making roux is a process. You start out with your butter or your oil. I use butter. And that flour, your proportions have to be right. And there's no walking away from the stove when you're making roux. It's a 20 to 40 minute process depending on how much roux you need. And you have to attend to it. And it takes work. And the same is true for your business. You have to do the work. And here's the, okay, I'll put it to you like this. My contract, I ain't getting paid. Well, I did. I got paid today. I got paid 5 hours, and I didn't put the other 30 on the doggone sheet. I still have to work on that contract today, all the way through next week, even though I didn't get paid. Because I didn't do my part. I didn't attend to my timesheet the way I was supposed to, but I still have to do the work. Right? I'm going to be a little crestfallen, but I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be all right. All right? And you're going to be all right too. The dream is not, it's just deferred. Deferment means push down. Okay? That's what's going to be the case in your career, with your dreams, your business, TIME. And not just it takes time, what are you doing with the time? What are you doing with it? Okay? Are you only scrolling? You sitting on that pot scrolling? You up to 2 a.m. scrolling? What are you doing with your time? What are you doing with your time? Delay is not a no, it's just a not yet. Delay is not a no, it's just a not yet. All right, if this is hitting home, drop a 2 in the chat. If this is hitting home for you, drop a 2 in the chat. If this is hitting home for you, drop a 2 in the chat. And then I want you to take some time. I'm going to work through an activity. I want you to think through this with me. Okay? All right? If getting to the sugary part of life, if getting the perfect caramel, that sweet, soft, brown, buttery caramel, if that's what we're working towards in our lives, you've got to decide what step in the process are you in right now. Okay? Are you preparing the sugar, pulling it out, putting it on the table? Are you getting your double boiler out? Have you purchased the double boiler? Or have you figured out a way to not buy a double boiler and make it a little easier on yourself? Okay? So are you preparing yourself with the right tools and resources? If you are not, join the TRM Patreon. Okay? We doing work over there. Y'all say how I did that? You saw I snuck that plug in there? I snuck that plug in there. All right. So are you preparing your space? Making sure your pots are clean, having the right sugar, having a double boiler, creating your double boiler if that's what you need. Or are you more of you do it straight in the pot? Okay. Are you doing the work? That's the question. Getting yourself prepared for the dream to be fully actualized. Okay. Or are you in the refining process? You standing over the pot, you stir it consistently, you got the right speed, you're making sure it doesn't burn, you're not over stirring, you're not under stirring, you're being attentive to it. Are you in that season? Are you really sticking with this caramel till it's just right? All right. Or are you in a harvesting season? Okay. Are you in that season where you've done the work, you've prepped, you've cooked, now you're sitting at the table with your warm, beautiful yellow cake, and you're enjoying a nice thick slab of caramel on top? Are you in that sit down and eat season? All right. You know what season you're in. I'm not judging what season you're in. You know what season you're in. And because you know what season you're in, you know what you need to do. And you just need to do it. Okay? Wherever you are, it's okay. Just do a little bit every day because growth takes time. It takes time. And what you do with that time matters. All right? Let me read some comments. Oh, wait. Tamika said parts of the process are hotter than we anticipate. She said parts of the process are hotter than we anticipate. All right. Now, Talia's here, so I know she's going to give me an amen on that. You guys know that we work together, Talia, Regina, and myself. We collaborate. And the three of us always consistently say we are collaborators. And it's not easy. And we don't always agree or on the same page. Oh, y'all thought it was easy? No, it's hard. It's a relationship. It's one that you have to grow, trust, establish, build, all of that. Sometimes it gets hotter than we anticipate, internally or externally. And we have to constantly decide how we're going to respond, how we're going to respond to each other, how we're going to respond outwardly. Good morning, Crystal. Good. I think that's Michelle. Good morning, Michelle. How you doing? We have to decide how we're going to respond. And if we're not attentive to both our external and internal relationships, we're walking away from our pot, collective pot and individual pot. Good morning, Creative Minds to Digital. Good morning. Glad to see you. Yeah, no. So that it takes work. It takes work. It takes time. But we're working towards our dream. We're going to see it out. We're going to see it through. Okay? Have clarity in that. Know that that's real. And if that's real for us as a collective, then that's going to be the same case for you as an individual. It's going to get hot in the kitchen. Sometimes you're going to burn sometimes you're going to have to burn it and start over. Sometimes you're going to burn what you've been cooking and start over. I am a roux queen, baby. I can cook some roux. But every now and then, I burn the mess out of the roux and have to start over from scratch. Every now and then. And you know what? Every time I burn my roux, it's because I walked away or I was watching TV or I wasn't attending to it. Now that I'm thinking about it. Or I was trying to talk to my spouse or deal with the kids. All right? So you got to be attentive to what it is you want. And if it's not a business, it may be food, exercise. It may be relationship, the person you're in a relationship with, or the person you desire to be in a relationship with. It may be dating. It may be getting married. You got to attend to it. All right. Oh, I'm almost out of time. Let me wrap up. Whew. But I got to go on these people JOB. Now, I'm always going to give you something actionable. I'm going to give you some things to do. All right. And the things I'm saying to you are things that I have to actively do too. Yesterday, I was like, we got our little community. That's what I said yesterday. And Linda was like, don't say little. I said, girl, you're right. I forgot. All right. So I'm working to practice these things right alongside you. I'm not telling you what to do and then I got it figured out. No, it just ain't true. It ain't true. I'm working on it every day. And I invite you to work on it with me every day. Okay? So here's what you got to do. Keep showing up. Success is built on consistency. I told you that Monday. Consistency means you're doing the work. Okay? So consistency means you are doing the work after you've had a setback that caused you to stop doing that work, or when you don't feel like it, when it's boring. I said it before. I said Miss Linda and I have contacted each other a couple times and been like, girl, you going this morning? You gonna walk? Whoo, I didn't want to, but if you doing it, I'm doing it. All right? Especially earlier on, both of us. Like, hey, you sure we gonna walk this morning? Yeah, I think I will. Okay, I guess I pushed it. We didn't want to. All right, we made a choice. So you got to be consistent. Success is in your consistency, not perfection. Okay? 2, prepare for the moment you've been waiting for. Prepare for the moment you've been waiting for. I knew I wanted to be an instructional designer. I worked on the portfolio almost 8-9 months before I ever had a job. Prepare for it. All right. One of the ways I prepare, and I've done this for many, many years. I did this before I ever knew that I was going to do what I'm doing right now. I take professional headshots. I have been taking professional headshots since all I knew is that I wanted to be a teacher. I would just do it. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. And over the years, I've been more and more consistent about getting professional headshots done because I never know what audience I'm going to get to speak in front of. I don't know where my brand is going and how it's going to grow. And so now it's just part of my plan, my preparation plan. I'm hoping I've been putting money to the side so that I can do another round this year because I've lost some weight. Because I'm preparing for something that's bigger than even me. And one of the ways I do that is I get fresh headshot shots. That's what I do. Okay? Y'all not going to like it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Stop comparing your timeline to someone else's. Stop comparing your timeline to someone else's. All right? There's a lot of folks making lots of money. And they didn't even have to take as long as you did. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Stop comparing yourself to other people's timeline for a lot of reasons, but the most is you don't know what they did to get there. You don't know what was going on in the background. All you're seeing is the shiny result on the outside. So stop comparing your timeline. What took someone 6 months might take you 2 years, and be okay with that. Okay? Their success is not your failure. Their success is not your failure. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Their success is not your failure. All right? And then remember, what's for you is yours. You are not late. You are not behind. You're right on time for your journey. What is for you, it's yours. And you are right on time for your journey. All right? So here's where we're at with this. Success is not about how fast you get there. It's about whether you keep going. Are you going to keep going? Are you going to keep going? Are you going to do it when you're bored? Are you going to do it after you were sick? Are you going to do it even though your friends and family don't believe in you or they don't think it's possible? Are you going to keep going? Your dreams are still possible. Your breakthrough is still coming. Your hard work is still paying off even though you don't see it. A delay is just not a denial. Say it in the chat. Put it in the chat for me. A delay is not a denial. Drop that in the chat. A delay is not a denial. It's just not. A delay is not a denial. And what's for you will be for you on your timeline. Quit looking at your neighbor. You don't even know what they had to do to get there. All right? That's my word for today. A delay is not a denial. I got dreams, individual dreams for my brand. Our team has dreams for our collective brand. And we have to do the work individually and collectively to get where we're trying to go. You got to do the same. Don't give up. Be consistent and operate like this. Stay in your lane. Don't worry about what other people are doing. All right? A delay is not a denial. Drop that in the chat. A delay is not a denial. The world is on fire. A delay is not a denial. Y'all do, okay, for my Americans that are on this call, let me put it to you this way. We went through this thing called the Great Depression. That meant 90% of people did not have what they needed to survive. 90% of people didn't have food. All right, here we are 80 years later, we're here. All right, so what's going on in our larger government in our world? It might create financial stability for most of us. If we keep going down this path, it will. But you don't stop dreaming. You don't stop hoping. You don't stop clawing your way at where you're trying to go. We're not doing that. A delay is not a denial. All right? Let me go touch on my TikTok because I know it's going to say that I was inactive. So let me go pull my TikTok. Then I'm going to do my cool down and then we're going to wrap up. Because TikTok be funny like that. All right, let's see. Let me fix my TikTok. TikTok likes to act a fool. So let me I gotta start getting in the habit of bringing there we go. But I still gotta do I still gotta do my cool down. Let me do a few shares. Some of y'all, I know y'all are on this call. I'm only sharing so that TikTok doesn't shut me down. TikTok has a bad habit of shutting me down if I don't come over here and do something at around the hour mark. Truthfully, at around the hour mark. All right. So, homework. This is your homework. Y'all ready? Homework. I give y'all homework every day. Your homework is keep showing up. Prepare for the moment, whatever that looks like for you. Don't compare yourself to other people. And just keep reminding yourself that what is yours when you do the work, when you're consistent. All right? All right. Wrap up. Today is Thursday. TRM is kind of silent the next couple of days. I wouldn't be surprised if we do a live at some point. Couple of things. We will be back. Oh, so that's what be happening. Okay, hold on. I see now. I'm gonna have to tell my friend that's blind. Okay. So I just learned something about lives. Once you hit the hour mark on a live, it gives you like a quiz you have to take to prove that you're still there. And I have a friend of mine that is blind, and he probably doesn't know that it's there. I'm gonna have to let him know that there's something there he has to do, and that there's an audio version. Okay. So if I'm on here at least an hour, I know now I got to bring this back, bring my phone to me, take their little test, and I can keep my live going. All right, I got it now. Sunday with TRM will be back. If you want to be a panelist, fill out the form so we can get you on. It's an opportunity to share your business, earn some income potentially, talk about what you love, and learn from other people in the space, in the niche, so that you can grow and get better. Okay. Next week, Talia has a class coming up. She's teaching about fonts. All right. If you've ever seen Talia's designs, her stuff always cute. Always cute. She's got a very successful Etsy shop. And a lot of it's because of her eye. She's got a great eye. She knows what looks good, and she knows what looks good, and she can pick it out. All right. So she's got a font class. Next Saturday, I have a Canva class. I'm going to be teaching you the basics of Canva frames, which some of you are saying, what you mean basics of Canva frames? I just put the photo on the frame. You're not doing it right. If all you've been doing is sliding images in frames, we ain't even touched the surface of Canva frames. Okay? We're going to be diving deep into how can you use Canva frames to make phenomenal designs that people want to buy. Okay. I've got some tools, some new apps I've been toying with. You don't want to miss this. Okay. You have options. You can get all three of our classes. Regina has a class. I didn't talk about Regina's class. Regina is going over the Midjourney editor. So she's going to be talking about the editing portion of Midjourney. And if you've been lost by that part of Midjourney, then you need to come to that class because nobody I know knows it better than her. Okay? You have options. Okay? You can take each one of our classes separately. It's going to cost you about $130 total. Okay? If you can go to each one of our accounts and purchase our classes individually, or you can join our subscription and you can get all three of our classes for $97. Okay? Other things that you can do. You can pay for this month, cancel it the next. I don't have any problem with people picking up sets of classes based on their budget, their finances, and what works best for them. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Lydia. Okay, so those are the three. If you want to get better at fonts, Talia's going to do that next Thursday. If you want to change the game on your Canva frames and really create some stunning new work, next Saturday, I'm going to be teaching a Canva frames class. And then later in March, I don't remember the date because it's not next week, Regina's going to be diving deep into Midjourney's editing feature. So she's going to do a focus on the editor. Y'all come hang with us. Okay? Come hang with us. You will not be disappointed. You will walk away with skills that you can use to be able to really do well in your business. Hey, Magic Whispers Charming. Good morning to you. Good morning. All right. So that's what I have going on in my world. I hope this was helpful. If it was, I will be back Friday. And I will be back every week until I can't do it no more. I'll be back. All right. So join me, walk with me, or sit and listen with me while you drink your cup of joe. If you're like, dang, I can't do 740 every morning, head on over to my YouTube at Mosaic Creative Designs. Go to my YouTube, watch it later in the day. I leave it up there. Okay. All right. Y'all feel good? Put a 1 in the chat if you're feeling energized about the rest of your day. Put a 1 in the chat if you're feeling energized about the rest of your day. All right, I like it. I like it. Keep them coming. We got work to do. Let's do that work. We have work to do. So let's do that work. Facebook family, let's do that work. TikTok family, let's do that work. And I'm going to go get on these people's jobs because that's what I need to do. TikTok friends and family, y'all have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Let me know if you need anything in the chat or send me a DM. My Facebook and YouTube friends, you guys also have a great rest of your day. If you have any questions or need any support, send me a message.